that's what kind of shifted streetwear. Like streetwear is now appreciated in like more of the high fashion realm. As you can see, like Louis Vuitton putting out streetwear stuff.
Right.
You can see like Lanvin doing the D3s. You know what I'm saying? Or putting out the shoes that look like the circa D3s, right? Or excuse me, the Osiris D3s. Come on, my bad. Come on, I used to skate too.
Culture vulture.
Yeah, culture. No, but like streetwear has broken into high fashion.
Yeah.
Where like traditionally it's always kind of been shunned. So now with high fashion, to justify you paying $2,000 for an article of clothing, it has to be something that no one can get. So that's when you get like the exclusivity, you know? But I think that kind of kills it. And this is coming from camp out kid. Like I used to go camp out in Brooklyn projects back in LA on Melrose back in the day. And this is the only place you could buy Crooks and Castles at the time. It was through these pop-ups. Coming from that, it kind of sucks because it takes out all the fun. The whole point was being able to go buy the shoes and being able and wearing them. Like now, I get it. That is a collectible, it's an asset. In that part of me, I'm not upset with that. But at the same time, it's just like, all right.
You're talking about like the resell culture.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. Resell culture kind of makes it whack. So, you know, personally for my fashion, like if I didn't know these weren't my homies and I didn't really fuck with them and I didn't really like them, I wouldn't be going out there and paying that. I don't. Like most of my stuff is like my pants are vintage from my friend's vintage store. Like a lot of my stuff is I get like I buy vintage or I thrift or I reuse, you know, or I buy stuff that I personally like. I'm not on the blogs looking for stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you navigate this fashion culture today? You know what I'm saying? Because either you do fast fashion or you pay like crazy money. Let me hear it.
I'm not a good guy for this topic because I'm on some like just black and white t-shirts and like just khakis. Like just that's like my whole. I open up my closet, I'm like a cartoon character.
Right.
It's like the same thing. But that's like, I don't know. Are there people who keep up with that stuff and like buy all the new drops and like how do you even afford like do you have to be buying and then you sell your old stuff or like how do kids even like keep up with that stuff?
Well, one thing I do appreciate that they're way better. The Gen Zs, I'm a millennial. The Gen Zs can navigate the internet a lot better and are a lot better at making money on the internet, I feel like, than any other generation currently walking this face of the earth. Because like they grew up in it. So I think there's a lot of bartering going on. There's a lot of kids who know how to build up, who know how to get access to things out there on the internet. And there's basically you got to just be connected. If you're not connected, like you're not getting shoes. Like the fact that you have the chance to buy it. So I guess if I was Nike or any of these shoe brands with the exclusive stuff or with the stuff people wanted to buy, you're in a great position. But like for the consumer, we're because like we're bidding to try and buy shoes. Like we're trying to fight for the right to give away our money. Like what? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like think about that. Like you know, so it's like before when I was a kid, like shit will sell out. But like Jordan will release a pair of shoes. This is like early 2000s, and we'll go to a Foot Locker or Foot Action, or you know what I'm saying. This is in my city, whatever shoe store you had, and you'll go get it. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like, all right, get the raffle ticket. Now wait in this long ass fucking line, and by the time you might get there, they're out. And then when you go on, and then you go on the internet, and they're selling for like 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x.
Yeah, it seems like a kind of like a weird con.
It
like these fashion companies, like these like lower brand fashion companies are no longer like just selling that stuff. They're selling like high fashion. Like it used to be like not like 100 years ago, like Coco Chanel, all these like I don't know if Louis Vuitton obviously didn't exist, but like high fashion used to be high fashion for rich people, and now it's like these like weird like crossover things with Nike and Adidas, and they're finding a way to like milk their like middle class consumers.
Right. You know, it's funny. You mentioned Nike, but I would say I really want to watch that movie about that's coming out. I forget the name of it. It's about like how the guy who worked at Nike and tried to get that.
Oh yeah, Jordan.
Just make a Jordan deal. And then also, Phil Knight tried to pitch Magic Johnson and give him equity in the company because he couldn't give Magic Johnson enough money to compete with Converse at the time, because Converse used to be basketball shoes, guys. Go Google those Converse Chucks.
Chuck Taylors.
People were playing them on the basketball court like Wilt Chamberlain.
I think it's called Jordan Deal, the movie.
Yeah, is it?
Jordan? No, it's not.
Pull up. You type in Jordan Deal. Pull up. Yeah, he's looking up on the internet right now.
It's called Air. My bad.
Air. Okay, cool.
Air.
Yeah, so Air. Like, if you watch Air, it's talking about that. And I kind of think that Nike and these companies realize if we can get in, let's get in. But see, this is where I'm a hypocrite. Because from the creative perspective, if you create some shit, you should feel you shouldn't create something that you don't feel is priceless. You know what I'm saying? I'm also that kind of guy too. So I can't say that the streetwear people who create dope clothes or because I like it shouldn't ask for a high dollar amount. It's just more of the fact that it's not accessible by design, by demand. We're purposely going to not allow the consumer to buy more. I think that's my issue. We're purposely not going to allow that. And this kind of business model, I'm sorry to cut you off, to hold your thought, but this kind of business model is going into concert, into music now too. Like now, even before you get a chance to get on the website and look at Ticketmaster, it's already sold out because of the bots. They say it's bots, but I'm more of the person to believe that I feel like Ticketmaster has some bots too. Because like, I'm not gonna snitch on you, I'm not gonna rat nobody out, I ain't no snitch, but I know some people who work at companies and be like, all right, I'm gonna keep a few for myself and put it on eBay. That's not that far to feel like somebody come up with that idea. So why wouldn't a company be like, hey, I'm gonna release 100 on my site and then put the rest on fucking StockX and make triple if I know the demand is there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like, okay. Yeah, it's not just fashion. It's like all these companies now. Like, what is it? What's it called when you only make a certain amount of something? It's like,
damn, I did.
Whatever.
I went to college, y'all, but
it's like, it's just like whatever. Like limited supply is like the business model.
Right.
We're only gonna make 50 of these, but we could make more, but we just want scarcity.
Yeah.
It's like
you want everybody to just be hyped.
It's like people are just like, it's like a lion's den, and you're just like fucking throwing meat to the lions. You're only throwing a certain amount, and they're just like clawing at each other.
And that is the sneaker game. That's a lot. That is a sneaker game. So I feel like we got to take our rights back. But see, like we mustn't walk around barefoot.
Right.
And that's the hype culture too. Like you can't have weak sneakers on too, because it's like I would never dare to go pull up on a chick with some whack ass shoes on. You know what I'm saying?
I wear the same fucking. My skate shoes is my everyday shoes.
As your everydays?
I'm gonna pull them up here. I've got the Ruban, Zorilla, Vans.
Okay,
and every time I tear through one pair, I just buy another pair.
that's actually a solid pair.
I think I'm on number 6 right now.
Oh, nice.
That's 6 pairs of the same shoe.
Nice. Yeah, man. I think I should find my own pair of shoes, man. I'm just gonna like never take off and do the same thing, repeat it, and just like get out of this like the cycle. You know that fashion's got me in.
You gotta be a cartoon character, man. You gotta be a character.
That's that's what like basically like the government wants us to be eventually. Like everybody's gonna live in your fucking pod. You're gonna eat this fucking nutritious slop with all the vitamins put in. You know, you're not gonna own a car.
You will own nothing, and you will be happy.
I ain't.
Isn't that like?
I own mine, motherfucker.
But I don't actually think it's gonna go that far because like, who are the government? Just people like us,
right?
Yeah, like people, you know.
Right.
In another life, you would have gotten into politics, and you wouldn't have been like, all right, how do we like fuck over 1 million people? Because people get into it because they want to do something good.
Right.
So when people are like, there's this, you know, in the future we're all going to be like a hive mind, and it's like who's gonna make us?
See, man. See, I hear you, but I feel like something happens when you get to like the higher level of politics. There's some like gate portal you travel through, and like then you become this person who's like, maybe you always were this person. You become this person that's like, I know the best way. I'm gonna lead us. And on the way, the divine force told me to offer me your wife so I can fuck the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? Then it just goes left, and it's like, all right, I see what this is.
Like there's like a shift in your mind.
Yeah, man. Then you just become that guy.
When you get a certain amount of power, it's like in the human genome that you become like a guru who fucks everyone's wife.
Well, why does it always go that way? Like,
I don't know.
Why does every cult leader gotta fuck your wife? It's just like that's why I know I can never join the cult, because I'll be the guy like I'll raise my hand like, why you gotta fuck my wife, man? Like, no, dude. Like, that's why I know I get kicked out quick. Like, you can't fuck me. Like, all right, I'm down with the face paint. I'm cool with the beers. I'm even okay with Tom shooting guns.
Sam Harris did a good book. I think it's called Waking Up,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks about like his journey with spirituality, and he highlights like all the BS cults there were.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one cult. This guy had like an Indian guru come from India to live with them, and it was all good. He was teaching them some good spiritual lessons. Eventually, the guy's fucking his wife.
Of course, right?
But that's not where. He didn't have a problem with that. That's not where he drew the line.
Oh my god.
He drew the line when he took him to an American supermarket, and the guy decided he wanted to eat cashews and ice cream 3 meals a day. And then he said, I realized it was just too carnal.
Yeah.
Like this guy is like, fucking my wife is one thing, but if you want to eat cashews...
ice cream every day? I mean, what that shit cost me? That shit costs us a lot of money. That's why you have to think about it. Wait, what the fuck?
You can't be a spiritual leader. You can't be a spiritual liberated person if you are eating cashews and ice cream.
For 3 meals a day, he pushed his luck. You think he went back to India, was like, man, is the cashews going? Yeah. America's actually pretty cool if you fucking their wives, but if you ask for cashews and ice cream for 3 meals a day, they're gonna catch on to what's going on. Fuck, man. Yeah, man, dude, fuck. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I think we killed the sneaker game. I mean, shit, don't. Let's all become cartoon characters. Getting fucked over. They're not making enough fucking shoes.
Life lesson, yeah. You gotta have a uniform.
You need a uniform? That's that. All right, let's get into the real shit that's gonna get us canceled. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Area 51.
Oh, we got Area 51. Okay.
Area 51. Let's talk about this shit, man.
Yeah. So this is a podcast, video podcast.
Man, listen, if like AI can do podcast, I say we pull the plug. Cause then what the fuck are we gonna do? If I can't podcast, if I can't fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, where are all the jobs? And this is what. No disrespect to baby boomers, but when you say no disrespect is coming. You guys had the chance to exploit third world economies for the latter half of the 20th century. And then you guys fucking just shit on us, millennials and like under. So it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, we don't even have a chance because China's in Africa already. America. I mean, this is America Pacific.
You said we have no one to exploit?
Yeah, man, that's capitalism. Like, what the fuck? They know. Come on. Why do you think all the jobs went to China? Right? Come on now.
Fucking baby boomers took all of our exploitation.
They should, like, you exploit everybody, you know?
We got no one to exploit now. Who's our generation going to exploit?
Exploit for fucking riches.
What about white dudes? No, I can't just say white dudes.
You can say white dudes.
Okay, white dudes going to Japan to exploit.
Let's get it.
There's a segue. Wait. Nerds in Japan dating hot ass mamacitas.
Oh, nerds in Japan. I think that's this. Nerds in Japan dating hot ass mamacitas. I mean, listen. It's just by default. I feel like if you're a different fish in a new pond, by that fact alone, you got attention. So I think like if you're like a foreigner,
I shouldn't have said white dudes, by the way.
No. It's
all foreigners, all Americans in general.
All foreigners, and I'm not coming from the perspective of I'm the coolest dude in the world and I'm the best, blah 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 blah. But like, there's a thing to be said. You could be an average person. If this is for a foreigner, you could be an average foreigner in Japan.
Average looking.
Average intelligence, average as all just average. There's no, and most people live in average, but come to Japan and elevate and win, crazy. And I just think like people hate on it, and this is getting into gender politics. This seems more true for like males who come to Japan. Yeah. I haven't really seen like the pink-haired, you know, non-Japanese girl. I was gonna say something else, but I was like, damn. You know, bleep this out. I ain't seen no pink-haired fat coming here and get no like top-tier hot Japanese dude. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying?
I actually have.
Who?
Well, I don't want to say her name.
Okay. He probably speaks Japanese then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a niche.
Fluently, like native level or comparable. You know what I'm saying?
You will see some like women come to Japan and they will be all on that. They will be all on that culture, and they will learn the language so well, and they'll get like a pretty decently paid, good-looking Japanese guy, and for them like they
gotta put them while at work. It sounds like.
Yeah.
But okay.
But I feel like
excuse me.
The difference is a lot of women will come to Japan and get so a lot of women will come to Japan and get like a good looking Japanese dude that they probably couldn't have got in their own country, like someone out of their league, but they are like fluent in the language and they're like go getters. Whereas a guy will just show up from foreign soils at Narita Airport, and some girl will walk up to him and be like, teach me English.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that definitely happens. Yeah, that definitely is like some male privilege, if there ever was male privilege. But it's just a sweet deal, cause like Japan in so many ways is so advanced, but then at the same time it's just so traditional. It's like at the same time, like you can go in the bathroom and your toilet's talking to you, but then if you go to the bank and don't have a fucking stamp, you ain't doing shit, homie. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that interesting dichotomy. Another example, you can walk past a 1,000-year-old fucking shrine, and next to that shrine is like a 2-year-old building. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just the interesting part about Japan, and like I feel like I can't get mad at it if I can exist in this world, exist in this economy, because Japan's a very safe place to be. You know what I mean? Unlike a lot of countries, Japan has limited a lot of risk.
Yeah, you can walk around at 2 a.m. You could sleep anywhere outside. You don't have to worry about getting robbed. People pass out drunk. Yeah. Blackout.
You can black out, puke on yourself, wake up with all your belongings.
In America, if someone's like blacked out on the street, people are like, oh my God, are you okay? In Japan, they just like step over and they're like, oh, he'll be fine.
Yeah. There's this like sense of we're safe, right? And I think that idea of sense of we're safe kind of allows the dude who's how do I say this? Kind of allows like the dude who isn't able to perform in his own country to come here and perform well, and
especially if you like work for a company or you're going to university, like they take care of they show you how to do everything. They kind of treat you with like kid gloves, and like they'll get you a bank account.
Yeah, you get that indoctrination period, and that's all part of Japanese culture. That's like omotenashi, they call it. Like this is like hospitality. Omotenashi. I was just like, all right, cool.
Is there a way? Is this chair?
I don't know, man. This chair is squeaky as fuck. I told you even from last time, because it's missing a piece.
Okay.
I'm sure it squeaks, man. We getting out the mud, dude.
Oh, fuck.
We in the hood getting shit out the mud.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, man. This is humble beginnings. That's where you started.
I would like to shout out to our sponsor, Sapporo.
Keeping us nice and saucy.
Keeping us lubricated.
So sad.
Sapporo beer. They want me to read something. Sapporo beer is the beer out here. It is the beer for you. From the mountains of Sapporo, as cold as can be, wherever good times are had.
Hey.
Cheers.
Cheers, kanpai. Sapporo. Man. Dude, sorry. So where we want to go next?
What we got on the agenda?
We did.
Dude, culture wars. So I haven't been in America for 4 years now. I've been out. So like, I'm kind of missing all that stuff, you know? Like the whole red versus blue thing.
Right, red versus blue, male versus female. But we're just so at odds.
My only...
What do you think? Well, Russian troll bots?
Well, that is a thing.
It is Is it Chinese troll bots?
What is that? The Joe Rogan statistic he always pulls up that there was 90% of the Christian Facebook groups on Facebook were run by Russian troll bots or something. Wow. I don't know. It's not 90, but a huge number.
It was like significant, right?
Yeah, and they'll do things like, I think he had a guest on it. He brings it up, but
what's that company? The Internet Research Company?
Yes, yeah.
Right, yeah.
IRA, Internet Research Agency.
There you go.
But they'll like make a group, and then they'll make it for like Black Moms of America or whatever, and then when election season comes, they'll have like 10,000 members, and then they'll switch the name of the group to like White Moms of America or something like subversive. And they're just pretty much trying to like subvert the American people. It's just like, yeah.
The fact that they know to like, what's a low investment hot button topic I can do
right.
in America's race wars. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let's just talk about race in America. We'll piss everybody off.
All right, this is something I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Race is a social construct.
Oh my god.
Where's that?
Oh man, let's do the doctor more.
Boom, baby. I've got a list here, man. I've got a list off screen.
I listened to too much Dr. fucking Umar, man. I don't know.
So
I don't know. I can't talk about this topic.
I don't know, but like now you feel like you're betraying.
Yeah.
You're betraying.
Can't talk about this topic now, Andrew. Like, let's get into it.
But okay. I'll give you an example. You both black men. But I'm mixed. But if I were in, I'm mixed, so you know, I don't even know. But if I were in some culture, right. they wouldn't treat me like I'm one of them. If I was in like an African culture, I doubt they'd be like, "Hey, you're black." But in America, they're like, "You're black." But white people aren't like. White people aren't like, "Hey, come on our side." They're like, "No, stay over there."
Yeah, that's the plan.
Tainted.
Yeah, a lot of yeah. All my mixed homies have that. Like, I'm not black enough for the black people. I'm not white enough for the white people.
Yeah, but in America, you're black enough for the black people.
Yeah, for sure. But that's if you identify as black. Whatever that means, right? Is air quote that. Whatever that means. But like, yeah, if you're mixed kid, if you're mixed with at least African American. If you're mixed with African in America and you like lean towards the black side, you can get accepted. I feel like there's more room for that. I don't really see that going the other way. My perspective, which is limited, obviously.
But that's because of like the whole like one drop rule thing.
Yeah, it is.
That's why people say it's a social construct, because if it can be one thing in one society and a different thing in another society. Like in, I think it's Brazil, they have like 5 different, I'll look this up later, but they've got like 5 different races for black. There's like, whether you're like your quarter, or whether you're like black mixed with like the Asian population there, East Asian, and they have different names for them. And they accept those names.
Interesting.
But then those people come to America and it's just like, you're
a nigga. Still nigga. Is that JC song? Yeah. No, you nigga now. Or if you look a little too mixed, then you're Latino.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a little bit too spicy.
Yeah. A little too much paprika in that. Yeah, I mean, America is and this is like, America's gonna have to reckon with this until America sets some legislation to address that. You know, I think nothing can ever be done to kind of like erase all the racist bullshit America has done, you know. But I think if there's kind of like some policy that is a sorry, then you can move forward from that. The case in point I like to always use is how America dealt with the Japanese internment camp victims.
Oh, wasn't that recently?
Yeah, that's in the latter half of or mid 20th century.
Didn't they recently get like reparations?
Yeah, they got reparations, and money doesn't fix that, but that's just an acknowledgement of like, okay, we made a mistake. You guys were American citizens, but since you had an origin of a country we're at war with, we took away your rights. We you over.
Let me Google that. Reparations for
Japanese citizens. Yeah, let's make sure that's true. But that's what I heard from my homie. You know what I'm saying?
My homie told me. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, I thought he was smart.
He watches CNN and Fox.
he watches
both sides.
So he's measured. He's measured, man. His opinion's measured.
Yeah, what year was that? Oh, 1988.
See? That's actually pretty long ago. I was going to say my age. Fuck. Bleep that out.
So in 1988.
Bleep that out.
In 1988, the U.S. government authorized the payment of $20,000, equivalent of $46,000.
Okay, I'm about to say 20 bands in the 80s is a lot of money, man.
Equivalent of $46,000 today to each former detainee who was still alive when the act was passed.
See?
So that was probably kids too. Like kids
yeah. But see, what that does is that resets it. It doesn't eliminate the wrongdoing, but all it does is it's like, okay, I've said sorry, now I can move on. You know, sometimes you get in an argument with people and it's like it's simple as a sorry can fix the whole thing. You know, as you get older, it's like all the person wants to hear is that you show some kind of remorse. You know what I mean? How's your audio? You good? Is you good?
Oh, sorry, I'm listening. Listening. No, totally.
Yeah, you know, and I think that'll do that for a lot. Because for sure, in the black community, a lot of black folks hold on to the fact that we were fucked over before. 40 Acres and a Mule. There's a lot of shit that America has done to black Americans that a lot of black Americans, that's why they have that. I'm not gonna trust you. Even it comes out, it turned out to be a lot of bullshit. You know, I was gonna talk about vaccine shots, but I don't want to get demonetized.
Let's not.
Let's not. We're like the CDC's not gonna like that, but yeah, never mind. You know,
we don't have to hit all the controversial topics today. But I mean, some of those things. All right, this is actually something I was thinking of for the podcast. A little bit meta here, a little bit fourth wall breaking, but there's something called agenda setting. I studied media, so there's something called agenda setting. Mm-hmm. It means the news cannot tell you what to think, but they can tell you what to think about. So like for the Joe Rogan podcast, or he'll have like guests on, and then when he's having those guests on, everyone's thinking about those guests. So if he just talked about 5 things all day, everyone would think that those are the only things in the world going on. And I feel like some of these topics, like people go into like trans politics or Corona or something like that. Are they only talking about that because like that's what is being shown on TV? You know. I guess some of those things you can't really ignore.
You can't stop. You can't ignore. Yeah, no, for sure. Because it's like one of those clips that where you know it's like all these different news like channels. And they have the same topic, the same intro. Right. You see them from time to time on social media. Because
they got to, like, if like, for example, in America, there's Fox, CNN, MSNBC. If one of those companies talks about one thing and another station doesn't talk about that, then everyone has to go to Fox, for example, for the scoop. So it's like, yeah, man. Is that what we're doing right now? Are we just like agenda setting? Are we just talking about shit that we're supposed to talk about? What about the real issues? Give me some real issues.
I don't even know what the real issues are. The real issues that we're all fucked. The real issues that everybody don't get fucked. Most people is, I'm trying to make enough money to get by. You know what I'm saying? That's I think that's most of that's like probably like 80% of like the world's populations, you know what I'm saying? Like issue. Like I'm trying to make enough money to get by. I go home with my fat wife. You know what I'm saying?
Like I lived in China for a bit, and people aren't like boots on the ground, like CCP over everything. Right. Everyone's just like a normal dude. Everywhere you go, you just run into normal people just chilling, having fun. You know, but like you watch the news, it makes it seem like it's a very scary world.
Yeah. It is, but it isn't though, right? But I think the news kind of adds on to that, makes it scary for all of us. You know?
Yeah, I think someone said like the news is problem. Shout outs to School of Life YouTube channel. They said the news's job is to make everyone's problem your problem.
Shit. Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't got enough bandwidth for that. I do not have the bandwidth for that.
All right, so where we at right now? We're at 37 minutes in the podcast. Yeah, 37 minutes in the podcast. Not bad.
Yeah, we doing all right.
What do we got here? What do we have here on the agenda? Designer cult. Dude, did we hit everything?
Yeah, I think we got everything.
Last was like, parasocial relationship with creators. Or
I don't consider myself a creator.
Yeah, but
I think you're gonna have to explain parasocial relationships one more time to me too. You don't even know this shit. Like I remember back then when I knew all the cool dances. I could like reject my ass off and Dirk and Dougie, and I was just like, wait, what? What are that dance? What is that topic?
What are these kids with their yeet?
Yeah. You're a Zer? What is Riz?
Just parasocial relationships with like, I don't know, because with the pandemic, a lot of people were stuck inside for a long time, and their only friends were like these Twitch streamers or podcast hosts or YouTubers, and that's a parasocial relationship.
Okay. But yeah, it's like watching somebody or seeing somebody online and really feeling like you have a connection with that said person.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I mean, is that where we're going? Isn't that where like we've been pushed towards?
Yeah, it's weird now because you can have like the weirdest, most niche topic for a podcast or a YouTuber or something. Like someone can be like anime bicycle podcast. I don't even know. I don't know where I'm going with
some
this.
Obscure ass. No, I get you. Some obscure ass like random topic you can just kind of go over and like grow that base. Yeah, I hear you.
That was connected to. Do you think people will be going to concerts in 10 years from now?
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember like in we kind of talked about at the pre-show. We kind of talked about like Ticketmaster. We touched on it a little bit earlier. Like Ticketmaster, kind of like doing this whole like scam thing, or like when you go to buy tickets online, it's super expensive to buy the tickets and they get sold out super quick. So like what's happening is, what I think will happen is in the future is you'll all kind of just be at home. Yeah, get your VR set. Yeah, and then they have the VR cam because every live show I've been to, and this is like back when I went to Coachella last year, when I've been going to concerts, bigger concerts by the record labels and stuff like that. There's always, if you look at the engineering stage, they'll have a camera. They'll have like the VR camera with the whole 360 degree thing.
Oh wow!
And that's the perspective of the people in the VR, right?
Oh, so you can be at the concert and you can see what people at home are watching too.
Yes.
Oh.
No. That's just me just kind of using my brain.
Okay.
Like they're like, okay, that's the VR setup camera.
Okay.
Because people at home they have to have a point of entry, right? And that's that setup. So they have to have the camera. They're looking from their perspective that they're doing the VR thing from, right? If you're looking at a live event, you know, or I think Travis Scott did a concert on the Fortnite server too, which is like 20 million people. Like,
oh yeah,
it's just you know what I mean. If you can do like a pay-per-view for that and it's online over your streaming, because like to go to a concert in person, I feel like that's gonna be a luxury. Because like if you have tickets at $700 for like general admissions, like the Beyonce concert or something like that. I mean, yes, I'm using Beyonce, which was like a top of the top, but like just think about it. Dude, we already talked about companies already limiting supply. why wouldn't entertainment do that?
Yeah, totally. Wow. So you think people are going to actually be interested in VR in VR concerts? Because now I feel like this is going to be like one of those clips that like 10 years, like 20 years in the future, it'll be like, this guy didn't think VR was going to work. And we're all like plugged into VR. Like those guys talking about email.
Yeah.
You know those guys talking about email?
Yeah. Like how the people that think like email is going to be it. Yeah, I mean.
What is email?
What is email?
No, just because like I'm not really a fan of live music to begin with.
Okay.
Which kind of kills the topic, but like I like being at home and like listening to the recorded version with like nice
acoustics and everything.
Yeah, I've got like a pair of $150 JBL headphones. I mean, I know for like audiophiles out there, that's not super impressive,
right.
But like just a pair of headphones over $100 makes all the difference.
Right.
But like, but I kind of noticed that like being at the actual concert, like especially for rap, the music kind of sucks. It doesn't.
No voice training.
It doesn't sound as good as it does.
Right.
On Spotify or whatever.
For sure. You go to rap concerts to try to bag some out. Well, depends which concert you're going to, but.
Oh, okay.
It's more for the vibe, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're a party animal. You like the social aspect.
You go to try to talk to some hoes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Get the vibe, see the vibe, go backstage, you know?
Mm-hmm. Go backstage. People are like, must be nice.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. No, you're right. And it's kind of like a privilege to have good acoustics. That's a privilege. That means you've made it as an artist. If you're like at a show and you have like a legit engineer, like what's that famous engineer everybody uses?
Taco?
No, not Taco.
Okay.
Rick, like you have a Ruban
Yeah.
with a soundboard, like as you rap or perform. That's a privilege for all those aspiring artists. Like
Rick's kind of
Hey, let me get this out real quick. Hey, if you're a new artist, just know your live show is gonna be trash for at least until you get some bread, or you let the label just rape the shit out of you. Anyways.
Or do something creative. I feel like you could do something new, like something I can't even think of right now. No, but anyways, Rick Ruban, like he doesn't play instruments.
What? Prince would hate him then.
He doesn't play instruments. He can't play instruments. He doesn't make beats. He's like so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Google this, people. If you I'll pull it up here actually, it'll be like Rick Ruban is a fraud in the background. No, it's like a really weird thing because he just came out with a book, and people are like, wait a minute, this dude doesn't play instruments. He doesn't make beats. What he is he was like in the early days of like hip hop. He was like what a producer is in movies. A producer in movies is someone who makes deals, gets people together, gets in the studio and goes, oh, I like that. That sounds good. Take that out. But he's not like a producer in today's terms. A producer today is a Kanye West, someone making beats, someone on like the 808, not the 808. Well, it could be 808, but like someone on the beat machine, MP 5000 or whatever the hell that thing is called, making beats, chopping up.
MPC 5000.
MPC. And so what Rick Ruban is he's a producer in the sense of like a movie producer.
Shit. Yeah. I know none of that, man. I always thought Rick Ruban was like a dope ass sound engineer.
No,
like, they'll take him to all the records to him to get like post like to get work and mix and master.
He's like a Puff Daddy kind of producer. Like he's an opinion man. He's like, I like this, I don't like that. Take that out. I'm gonna find someone to redo the drums. I'm gonna get a dope ass guitarist to come in here and play a lick. But he's not actually like
technical.
And anyway,
you need both. Because a lot of the technical people aren't the salespeople. A lot of the salespeople aren't the technical people. That's interesting to say, man. Excuse me. I don't feel like that takes away from his accomplishments. How do you feel?
I'm trying to come to grips with it. Because, okay. So if you look at like, now 99 Problems, Jay-Z. If you watch the music video for that, and I'm going to pull that up.
Right.
We're going to pull that up. If you watch the music video for that, it's like he's like Jay-Z's in the car and Rick is like in the car with them and vibing. At the end of the song, he goes, "You crazy for this one, Rick? Ha!"
Yeah, he does do that.
"You crazy for this one, Rick?" And I'm like, oh, okay, so Rick Ruban produced the beat. No, Rick Ruban didn't make the beat. Rick Ruban didn't make the beat.
I thought that too. That's exactly what I thought.
He didn't make any beats. So, but he did something.
Yeah, right.
He did something.
Yeah, right. And I don't think that's you get to. I don't know. I don't think that makes you a fraud. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it makes you a fraud.
No, Rick Ruben's a fraud. I'm coming hard.
Whoa,
2023, Rick Ruben.
Whoa, you think you're a fraud.
I'm coming after Rick Ruben 2023, man.
Yeah, Rick Ruben ain't safe for your head tops. It ain't safe for Rick Ruben in the streets, man. Yo, Rick Ruben coming for you. I'm joking. I don't think Ruben's a fraud.
Nah.
I didn't know that part, but even after hearing that, I don't think it's a fraud. Or like, it's the same way. I don't think like, I know hip hop don't accept it, but I don't think people ghostwriters are frauds either. Because I guess I know behind the scenes of how the music industry works a little bit. And I just know people need help, and I just understand.
Yeah.
You get to a certain point, it's like, you don't have time to be opening your pen up, your notebook and writing records, you know what I'm saying? Like, huh?
But if it gets to a point where like, you have like all these accolades for these hit albums, and then you found out that was all written by some other person. Like imagine if Drake had one ghostwriter who wrote all his top shit. He's
had writers help him.
But he's had multiple ghostwriters, which is still cool. But if it was like, did you know Jumpman or Best I Ever Had, right. All of his like his catalog, whatever. I'm kind of showing my cards here that I don't know, like all of his catalog.
But, I get what you're saying.
But I don't know if that makes me better or worse. But if you found out that was all written by one person, then I'd be like, he's a fucking fraud.
Fair. Fair. Yeah, I would be the same way too. If he hasn't contributed to any of the writing process, but I think Drake's just hiring writers to help him. Like
right.
Creative juices.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's cool. All right, so what are we?
49.
50-minute podcast.
50-minute pods, man.
All right, shout out to our sponsor, Sapporo.
Sapporo, keeping us licked up, keeping us hydrated, keeping us migrated, keeping us
More fire.
Yeah, shout out to Sapporo, man.
They gave us 3 each, so we're drinking responsibly. I'm gonna get on a motorcycle and go on the highway after.
It's fine. Yeah, no, we don't drink and drive, but we do drink at these hoes, please.
Ooh, bleep it all out.
All right.
I'll turn it off. All right.
How's it going?
Cool.